What's up, good folks? Just wanted to share my thoughts about a video that I saw. In this particular video that I tuned into, um, it was a video about Ray J, and in the video he was having like an argument or disagreement with his wife Princess, and he was saying something about, oh, you're not going to take my kids, nobody's going to take my kids during the holidays or whatever. I think that to anybody in their right state of mind, they would agree that, it's crazy how he was acting, I feel like some things is uncalled for, but the brother that actually shared the video, he was saying, he was adding his commentary, and he said, there are some things that are not for the internet, and I absolutely agree. He said that, some things, in so many words, like some things should be handled or dealt with offline. Like, I think it's crazy that that there's like some streaming service going on, and that, he's recording the whole time while he's engaging in this disagreement with his wife. But one thing that stood out for me in his commentary, he was like, some things need to be left off the internet, but nobody needs to see that or whatever. And, it kind of raised my antennas, because in the back of my mind, I'm thinking to myself, actually, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, these are things that, some people should see and some people should be made aware of. And the good thing about that whole situation, when people are dealing with, situations where, there's a disagreement or it might get ugly, or there is weapons involved, according to what Princess said. And when it gets violent and when it gets really nasty and ugly like that and it gets violent, okay, so just let's say that, the camera wasn't on and it wasn't recording, then what? So it would have been something that he would have gotten away with. And then my question would be, how many things have he done similarly that he has gotten away with that was absolutely unacceptable, or that should have been addressed by the appropriate authority? You know what I'm saying? So yes, and then in that instance, some things should be exposed. And then also my thinking is, for someone like me who wants to support certain people, or, for, as far as culture and things, as far as the people that we support, people support people not knowing, their true character. And something that some people tend to not understand is that there is the person, and then there's the values, and then there's the the personality, and then there's the character. And then you talk about, like, when we talk about celebrity and the craft and music and stuff, that's a personality. And it's it's like some aspects of the character, if you will, possibly even some archetypes, in a sense. So it's like different parts of the personality, right? So some things, because it's so creative and because it can be imaginative, some of it is expressed on real life actual experiences, and then just all kind of different things that comes with celebrity and come with the character that you get into, or the personality in that type of creativity. But then when you're talking about real life stuff, right? When you talk about real life stuff where a person is violent and then a person is using weapons, according to what she said, she accused him of using a weapon for intimidation purposes, or using a weapon to gain whatever desire that he wants, or get control, or to inflict fear, right? That is something that I would want to know. And I can't help but wonder, is that something that you guys would want to know? Because again, these are people that we support on a regular, right? And to have a glimpse into people's, their true nature and their true life, like, absolutely. The way that I feel about it is, I would want to know certain things like that, so that I know who to stay away from, right? Like, okay, you do yada yada yada, you do A through Z, okay, yeah, definitely. I definitely know that I need to keep my distance, right? And I don't think that that's, too far out there to think like that or whatever. But, the brother was like, well, We don't need to see that. Some things are not for the internet, you know. Why does he have the camera on? And yeah, I absolutely agree. Some things are not for the internet. Some things should be kept to themselves. But because he probably accidentally still had the camera on, or maybe, who knows, maybe it was intentional, because sometimes people are just unaware. Some things are, you know, where people are aware and it's intentional. Then other times people just be absolutely oblivious, right? And then absolutely unaware. So again, you know, knowing, you know, the nature and what people are really, really capable of is important to me. I think that it's just absolutely wild. You know, out of control, no self-control. And then, you know, I made a video where I was talking about control, you know, people using substances, like where, you know, whatever people's vices are, becomes extremely influential in their decision making and what they say and then what they do, because some people are living in an intoxicated lifestyle, which also makes them move and do things unconsciously, right? That's definitely something that, you know, should be addressed. And am I saying like, oh, you know, I'm perfect or everybody's, you know, perfect and things? No, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm just saying, like, absolutely self-awareness, you know. So I think that it's absolutely crazy. But I truly feel like that was something that needed to be seen, quite frankly. Anyways, you guys have a good one.